Hey guys, it's RobJ here, and in today's video I'm going to be taking a look at byFormica's 2019 products. This isn't all of them, but it's a good selection of their products, and I'm really happy to say that they are back in the UK, where I am based. I've happened to get my own personal supply through other means, but now I can simply order with Amazon Prime and they'll come straight to my door. I've been using byFormica products ever since I started with ants. I swear by them, and therefore this is less of a review, because essentially I've been reviewing these and repeatedly buying them myself for years. So this is not so much a review, because I already know how good they are, and I have my own collection, nothing to do with what was sent me. So, let's take a look. First of all, the ant nectar, so sunburst ant nectar. It's really good. All of my colonies take it. Only one of my colonies take it part-time when they need it. But every other colony is absolutely mad on the stuff. And it really does help me when you've got quite a few colonies, or even just one. But for me personally, it's just convenient. It's really easy to use. I'm not mixing sugar water. I know arguably that's not a hard thing to do, but it has no shelf life, doesn't need refrigerating. It's really good for me. I can work my way through it at the pace that I need, and all of my colonies accept it, so that's what I love, and pretty much any sweet loving ant should readily accept it. So let's move on to having a look at some of the new selections that you can buy their water feeders. And as I mentioned, I've been using their water feeders for years, so I do actually swear by them, but I haven't actually got the newer models. This was revised last year, and as they weren't in the UK, I was unable to get my hands on them. So let's take a look at the new micro feeder. Now I can immediately see that the base has been redesigned for more reliability. Here's my current one. Now it looks like the glass vial is bigger, but I know that this new one that we're looking at now is 1 milliliter. So that seems ideal for me. The 1 milliliter would generally be used to give the ants some of the sunburst nectar, or a homemade sugar water, or water, but maybe not so much water unless you've got a height restriction. Now the minis, here's the minis. Now these are the ones that I use in pretty much all of my setups, unless they drink so much water I went to the next size. So this is the most popular with me. This size is absolutely perfect. And these are 4 mils. And this selection pack gives you 8. So you've got the 4 bases stacked on another 4, and then you've got the 8 glass vials. Now, what's really good about these, is cleaning them. Yeah, I never enjoyed cleaning, but you just take it out, unscrew it, put it in the knives and forks section of your dishwasher, or at least I do, and it's fine. 55 degrees eco wash with everything else. It comes out nice and clean, not affected, and I've done that for 3 years to the same ones, and they've always been pristine and working constantly. But this is the most common and best size I would recommend for water, mainly water. I don't think you'd give your ants that much sugar water. I never have. I only use this primarily for water. The evaporation rate is really low. It lasts well over a week. Basically I change the water more often than it runs out. It's never ran out for me. It does take weeks, so it has a much lower evaporation rate, and that's where I really like it. Now the variety kit, it gives you all 3 sizes that they make. Now this is how I actually started off. I actually bought myself a variety feeder about 3 years ago, and I got some minis, a couple of large, and the 4mm, so the small, medium and large basically, or here they're calling it 1, 4 and 16ml vials. And this is a really good way of getting started because you have your small 1mls for anything up to 10 drops to a milliliter of your nectar, or your homemade one if you're not a fan of buying the convenient ready mixed one. And then you've got the water feeders for the water, depending on your ant size colony. So you'd use the 4mls generally for most ants. But if you've got like 50 plus camponotus, say, I use the 16mm mega size. And obviously the access hole is a lot more receptive to the larger head as well. I found on the larger species, the majors need the mega because their head is built for the power and the muscle, and their heads don't fit, so only the smaller worker ants of that species. So the mega is best for camponotus, large camponotus ants. The small one is for your nectar. Now, it won't work with massive camponotus, but they're not at risk of drowning anyway, so I don't use it for them. And here we go. So let's use it. Let's do something with it. Let's see it. So this is the 2018 water feeder. Here, I've just popped it in, and my weaver ants are really rather interested, and I can see that the access holes allow them a lot further in, and it uses like surface tension, so they're basically drinking straight from the source. And here we go with the 1mm or the micro, and they're very interested in this, but this has always been their favourite thing by far. All of my colonies act very receptively to the sunburst and nectar, and they go mad for it. I almost joke that it's a drug, but it's a drug that helps development. It honestly does. My ants have done really well on this. Literally a diet of mealworms and sunburst nectar has grown, in quotes, the majority of my colonies. I've mixed it up a few times with the protein sources, like some protein jelly and that, but what has never changed for as long as I've had my ants is the water feeders and mainly the sugar liquid, so the byFormica ant nectar. And I thought it was really important to show you guys. It's not been available in the UK and it's back now, and it's reliably back with Amazon. For every other country, well, this is actually manufactured in America, so you've got access via Amazon.com, but a lot of other countries will also have access, including the international shipping program, even if it's not stocked in your native Amazon store. I do have a link down in my description for you to go and have a look at the store itself, and you can read the information descriptions and stuff like that and weigh it up for yourself. Decide how many ant colonies you've got, what size is going to be appropriate, and would a variety pack make sense, or do you know that you want to go straight for a certain size, a 1, a 4 or a 16? How big are the ants? How big are their heads? This is all taken into consideration. And as you see, as time goes on in the video, the receptiveness, the message basically gets back to the ants in the colony and they're out. And that's all I wanted to bring you guys. They're available, widely available in different countries. They're back in the UK, so I now have my own supply again. And as I said, this is not really a review. So I hope you enjoyed this quick look, and I'll catch you next time.